This is a street called Shuhadai Gaza, which street or square, I don't know, which means the martyrs of Gaza. Let's see.
از میادین و معابر
Square.
شهر را به آبان 98 تغییر دادند.
Wait, what?
میادین معترضان اصفهانی هم در روزهای
This is in the city called Esfahan. Used to be the capital.
گذشته نام بعضی از میادین و معابر شهر را به آبان 98 تغییر دادند.
اینجا اصفهان.
So you can see that the person who's recording this and publishing this, they were trying to be more careful by changing their voice. So the person who's recording this is saying, this is Esfahan, like here is Esfahan, which is the name of a major city in Iran. So basically just a few, this is quite recent. He's giving the date. He's saying in the name of Iran. So people who are more nationalist and less religious, a lot of people see nationalism as a counterpoint against Islamism in Iran. Not all, but a lot of people see it as that. So when you see somebody saying in the name of Iran, it's basically a way of not in response to, like, in opposition, kinda in opposition of saying in the name of Allah. Like instead of saying Bismillah, which means in the name of Allah, they say Bename Iran, which means in the name of Iran. Qasim saying basically a month ago. Oof. It's like in the name of Iran, we remove this cursed name from our streets. Oh wait, Bename
Iran, سرزمین شیران و دلیران.
In the name of Iran, the land of lions and something else. Qasim, what is this? What is he saying? The land of lions or something else? What is the other thing? I will take this. We will take this cursed name from our streets. So he's erasing the part that says Gaza. I actually don't endorse this. Again, I'm showing you this just to show you what some mindsets are in Qasim. What does that mean? What is that in English? What is some of the mindset of people in Iran? Okay, I'm not comfortable with saying Gaza. He's basically erasing Gaza. Okay, I'm very much against Islamic Republics of Iran's support of terrorist groups in Gaza. I'm very much against that. Okay, but to call the entirety of Gaza as a cursed name, like, I mean, come on, like, people in Gaza are suffering. There's a whole bunch of innocent, like, cursed, like I sympathize with Gaza. Like, I'm against Hamas and Hezbollah, but I'm not like, I wouldn't call Gaza cursed. Like, this is like so anti-Gaza. Like everybody in Gaza, like, this is, I don't know. Anyways, I still get it. Okay, like if you're like, I'm being picky, maybe I'm being too picky, because these people, the reason why these people are so angry, right? Like somebody who like this who's recording this video, is because they see their government, the Islamic Republic of Iran, sending so much resources and attention and everything. You know, Iran's economy is suffering, and what the government makes is the government's priority is to go against wages, wars, and battles, so that eventually it could eliminate Israel, with the excuse of we're saving Gaza, right? So a lot of people in Iran have learned to hate everything associated with Palestine, right? Or Lebanon. Like one of the most famous slogans during protests in Iran, when people come out in the streets against the government, is "Na Gaza, na Lebanon, janam fadoye Iran," which means no Gaza, no Lebanon, my life for Iran, which means basically the government, like, why is our government spending so much resources and time and energy on Gaza and Lebanon, where we should be for Iran? Like, we have problems here at home, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. Qasim is giving us a so he's saying, like, when he said in the name of Iran, the land of lions and the brave ones. Okay, good translation. Del Iran means brave. This is a poetic way. Brave is like shuja, unless you're being poetic, you know, like Del Iran. Okay, sure. Yeah, thank you for the translation, Qasim. No, you know, like you're saying, like, yes, curse it until people who elected Hamas revolt or against them. You know, it's as much as I am very much against every single person who voted for Hamas in Gaza. I don't know if any of us would have been different if we were born in those conditions. You know what I mean? Like, if you're raised in that conditions, like, if you add religion and poverty, like a religion like Islam especially, and poverty and lack of security, if I was raised in that kind of environment, I might have been a radical myself here. Like, not that it's justified. Just because I'm explaining something doesn't mean justifying it, okay? But I'm just saying, like, yeah. So last time saying Gaza is cursed as subject of cruelty for Iranian Gaza people. That's not how he's saying it. When he's saying it's a cursed name of Gaza, he's not like, this is like sympathizing with, saying, oh, I sympathize with people from Gaza would be more of the government's line, right? I think when somebody is like cursed God, the cursed name of Gaza, it's kind of like an FU to Gaza, because that's how I see it. Yeah, there's a good question. Why wouldn't Iran's government spend money building infrastructure instead of giving them weapons? It's a very, very good question. I mean, they do also send them maybe money for infrastructure, to be honest, but but they send more money for weapons. And their hatred against Israel is greater than the love for their own people. That tells you what kind of people they are. True. So he's erasing the name Gaza from the billboard. Yeah, Yuval has a good point. It's like probably like, yeah, like that's how I want to interpret it, right? It's like probably effing the government more than Gaza itself, but they associate. So Yuval, that's exactly what's happening here. Okay, this erasing the name of Gaza is more of an FU to the Islamic Republic of Iran, but in people's mind now they associate supporting Gaza with the Islamic Republic of Iran, because we were born with the constant reminder of down with Israel, support the Palestinian people, right? So when you grow up with that, and the Islamic Republic of Iran is such an evil regime, and that ruins people's lives, then you learn to associate pro-Palestinian, any pro-Palestinian position with the Islamic Republic of Iran. So being, for some people, again, hashtag not all, right? So he's erasing Gaza. And now he's going to replace it with something. So it said the martyrs of Gaza, and he didn't erase the martyr part. So now it says the martyr of. So now he's putting a different thing instead of Gaza, which says Aban 98. So Aban is a month. Okay, so it's basically a date. It's a date that happened around 2 years and 1 month ago in Iran, where the Islamic Republic of Iran basically attacked the protesters in the street, and killed, directing right at them, right at their chest and faces, not at their legs, right? And according to Reuters, at least killed at least 1,500 people. Okay, according to some other estimates, based on the number of dead bodies showing up in prison, in hospitals, around that time, based on the jump in the number of dead people that showed up, relative to before and after. Based on that analysis, around 6,000 people were killed during these shootings. Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember the uprisings that happened 2 years ago in Iran, and the government shut down the internet, and then they shut down the internet and started shooting people. They refer to that as Aban 98, which refers to the time that this happened, or the bloody Aban. Okay, again, Aban is the name of a month of a calendar based on the Persian calendar. Or bloody Aban means that, you know, is you know, or Aban 98. Okay, and the people who died during that protest have now become a symbol of resistance against the Islamic Republic of Iran, right? No, guys, when the 98 refers to the year, Iran has its own calendar. They don't go by the Gregorian calendar. So right now it's the year in Iran right now is 1400, right? So it's not, you know, 2021, it's 1400 in Iran. So 98 would be 2 years ago. The Aban is the name of the month, 98 is the year. Let me actually see. Oh yeah, Yuval, that's a good suggestion. If I see a video like more recent videos like that, I will show it as well. Yeah, Aban has every year in the month of Aban, people come out and in the streets in memory of the bloody Aban that happened 2 years ago. So what does he say? And he says, I will remove this cursed name of Gaza, and in the memory of, in the name of the loved ones, and Lale is the name of a flower. So I think it's a flower. Lale, I think it's a flower that represents martyrs. So he's saying it's like, in the name of the lovers and the Lales, Lale, like if the flower that represents martyrdom. Am I correct in the translation, Qasim? The martyrs, in the memory of the martyrs of. In the name of the lovers and the flowers that have become, I don't know, the martyrs. He's being very poetic, so it's hard to translate. In the memory of the martyrs. Oh, look at the drawing. So you have Aban 98, and you have the police shooting people. Like, he's saying their memory. He's wishing that their memory would last forever. Ooh, he's like, we are the sons of Kaveh, the Zahak killer. Oh my God. Okay, so Kaveh. So he's now using Iranian Persian symbolism from Ferdowsi, which was, it's very anti. It's kind of like Qasim, I detect a sense of anti-Arabism in this symbolism here. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because, so for people who don't know, Ferdowsi is a very famous Persian poet. Like, you know, Zahak is from Shahnameh, right? Qasim? He knows more of this stuff than I do. And Kaveh was Zahak was the evil villain in Shahnameh, which is part of Iranian epics, mythical epics, right? Some of the very traditional stories by Ferdowsi, who wrote a book which was Shahnameh, which was entirely in Persian, not using any Arabic words. So Ferdowsi was a poet that basically revived Persian as a language at the time where everything was becoming Arabized. And the common understanding is that Ferdowsi saved the Persian language, saved Iran from completely becoming Arabized, like some, like, I don't know, Syria or Iraq or other places, right? And in these stories, Kaveh is the name of one of the heroes in these stories. Qasim, please correct me if I'm wrong about anything I'm saying, right? And Zahak is an evil villain. And Qasim, correct me if I'm wrong, but Zahak indirectly represents Arabs, doesn't it? In Shahnameh? Qasim, I'm waiting for Puya, Qasim, or Reza, who's here as well, or Mariam, or anybody to correct me if I'm wrong, right about this, right? Zahak, here, there we go. Getting some confirmation. Zahak was a villain who had 2 snakes on his shoulders, and Kaveh beaten him, and is a kind of a symbol of standing against the cruelty. Yes, but against cruelty, but Kaveh is also seen as representing the Persians, the hero of the story, and Zahak is supposed to represent Arabs, correct? Qasim is saying, I think Zahak was Arab, but more of that, he is symbol of cruelty. Yeah, but my understanding is, and this was taught to us in school by our teachers, that because you can't be Ferdowsi couldn't be directly anti-Arab because, I don't know, Islam was ruling back then, right? But if you read Shahnameh, what you come up with the understanding of is Ferdowsi's view that Iran was ruined because of the Arab invasion, right? So the evil villains in Ferdowsi's Shahnameh represent people coming out and destroying Iran and making it, ruining all this glorious culture, right? That's what Shahnameh is supposed to represent, right? So, and Zahak is supposed to be the greatest symbol of that, right? So that's why I'm saying I'm detecting a little bit, Again, I'm not endorsing any of this, by the way, just to be clear. I'm just saying how things are viewed.
ما فرزندان کاوه ضحاک کش ایرانیم.
He's saying we are the sons of the Kaveh, the Zahak killer Kaveh. Qasim is saying its anti-Arab roots are negligible. Okay, so it's good that you're saying some other interpretations as well, okay? Because you might get different interpretations. Qasim is saying that it's not that strong of an anti-Arab point of view from Ferdowsi. I mean, I don't agree with Qasim, but it's good that you're saying Qasim here, because is it just a mere coincidence that Zahak was the Arab, but also Ferdowsi constantly has themes of how glorious Iran was in Shahnameh until the Arabs invaded it. Like that is a very heavy theme in Shahnameh, right? Basically saying we're the sons of. That's a better translation. Qasim is saying we are the sons of Kaveh, the Zahak slayer.
آینده ایران جاوید آزادی.
Like the future of Iran be eternal and free. Yeah, I think that was a good translation. Qasim saying let's agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. Yeah, actually, that's good because my views could be wrong. So you see other Iranians in the live chat giving you a different. And also, yeah, I don't want to accuse this guy of being racist or anything. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like I'm just getting a slight, maybe a hint of smell of like racism. Maybe not. Maybe I am seeing something that is not there. Maybe not. Okay, Basim is saying no. I'm saying yes. Okay, so. Maybe I'm completely wrong about this, okay? It's like 2 people having wine and somebody's like, is there some... Yeah, actually, I don't know what's in wine, so I don't know. Is GH in Farsi pronounced Ghe? Yes. No, in Farsi, Ghaf and Ghain sound exactly the same. So Arabic people, they have like so many different versions of re, ra, re, and ra. Persian is a lot more simple. Okay, like I don't even know how Arab people do it. Like they have 4 different Z sounds. Okay, in Persian, all those letters, all those Arabic fonts, they all sound the same. They all sound like a normal goddamn Z. Okay, they all sound like Z. Okay, but in Arabic, they have 4 different sounds for just a simple Z. Okay, so in Farsi, this re thing and this ra and re, they don't have 2 versions. It's just re. It's just re. Okay, we're not that picky about our letters, but how they sound. I don't know how you guys even. This is why Arabic is so difficult for Persians to learn. Every time we're reading the Fatiha, every time we have to, like, we're reading the Quran and we're trying to get like a 10 out of 10, like 100% on our exam, okay? It gets to Vala Zalin and we have to be like, we say Vala Zalin because for us, they're all Z, okay? But you guys have like so many different Zs and we get 1 mark off because we have Vala Zalin. Like, how do you say it? It's impossible. A tongue cannot do all of these different movements at the same time. Okay, so yeah, we read we're reciting the Quran. We're trying to get a good grade, and we get to the part where it says Zalin, and we just read it like a normal Z sound, and always the Quran teacher that. Nope, it's not Z. It's okay. 1 mark off.
Hey guys, if you want to join these streams live, get your comments and questions read by Ali and Armin and the guests, and most importantly, to get full access to the full video versions of all these episodes, become a patron. Link in the description below.